Now we are going to use the 9-inch crossbar hangers because we are going to create a triple layer crossbar. So you're going to insert those the same way you would do the 3-inch, and just be sure you have it on the correct setting so that your crossbar hanger is at a 90-degree angle. So you're going to take your crossbar, your second crossbar, and you're going to attach it in the slot, the first slot closest to the upright. It'll have 2 slots, so you can choose to use the one closest to the upright or the next one. It's your choice. Just be sure to use the same one on both sides of the crossbar.
Okay, so now I am going to show you guys how to repurpose your very long drapes. I have 2 drapes that is 30 feet in length. So I'm going to take the 30 feet and I'm going to thread the top portion, and I'm going to also thread the bottom portion of that same drape so I can get one acting as 2. The only way that this really can work is if you have at least 30 feet. If you try and use 20, you're not going to, it's going to hang and it's not going to look attractive because it's going to be hanging wherever you do the gathers. So at least have 30 feet in order for you to do this trick. So we are just going to thread our thread. Look for our seam and be sure to face it to the back. Stepping on it. This is really long drape. And I kind of laid it out so I wouldn't have a problem making sure I'm threading it the right way. So this is the end of drape number 2. This is the end of drape number 1, or the bottom rather. Making sure my seam is to the back and straight. So these both are the bottom half of both drapes. So this is drape 2, this is drape 1. Now I'm going to get the top of drape 1. This is the top of drape number 1. I see that tag, I'm going to face it to the back. And lastly, this is the top to drape number 2. Put my tag in the back. I'm stepping on it. And then I'm going to put it back on the hook. Okay, so now this is layer number 2. This is my base layer, which is on my first crossbar. This is layer number 2, which is on my second crossbar. And then we're going to continuously build, after we do placement for this, to our third crossbar. So you're going to take this and spread it across. You're going to leave 2 pieces on this side, and you're going to leave 2 pieces on this side. Go all the way over, and then take this one all the way over. Now this black is going to act as our crisscross. So we want it to be all the way to the end. Okay, so once you separate your fabric, you know you want 2 panels on this side and 2 panels on that side, even though they're connected at the bottom, because it's really technically only 2 long panels, right? So we're just going to measure to make sure we have even amounts on both sides. So that we're at about 20. That's good. 20, and that would be 20 inches from the very end. So for 20, that would be about right here. And get that about right there. Okay. Now, once you have your panels exactly where you want them, a good way to keep them from sliding back and forth is by using these S hooks. Not the C hooks, because they're a little wider and sometimes the C hooks do slide on your pole. You want to use the S hooks. And tighten it to make it tight. So there it is. It acts, see, it won't, your fabric won't slide. So use an S hook. Same thing for this side. Okay. Although you measured the black to be sure there's 20 on both sides, now you want to measure how much white you have showing. So that is about a little under 8 inches. That's about the same. So, okay, so that's good enough. Okay. So, now we have our base layer. We have our second layer with our second crossbar. Now we're about to create our third layer with our third crossbar.